All right. I simply welcome you all to this presentation. By the way, this is your presenter, Bright Mlekwa Tutor. So in this type of rewrite, rewrite type 8, right? So now this type 8 rewrite is a comparison type of rewrite. We call this as a comparison type of what? Rewrite. Right. So now, comparison. These are structures used to show difference or rather similarity between or more among people or things. So now, comparison simply means it's more like it comes from the word compare, whereby you are comparing what? Two things which are similar. Right. Comparing two things which are what? Are similar. It can be people or other things. All right. So now, in order to answer these kinds of rewrites, we must have knowledge when it comes to knowing the normative or rather the positive, comparative, and superlative. You must have an idea when it comes to knowing normative, comparative, and superlative. So now, if I say normative or positive, I'm simply referring to, like for example, this is, let me write a normative or positive, a single word, eh? Okay, I can write to, all right. So the normative, one of the examples of a normative is to, a single word, like for example, to. Then the comparative, the comparative of to, it will be taller, all right? Which means we are going to add er at last. All right, we only add er to a word which has a single word, syllable. So normative, comparative, then we have what? Superlative. All right, so normative, comparative, and superlative. So now, if our normative here is what? Taller, which means our comparative it will be what? Taller, which means we add what? Er, then our superlative it will be what? Tallest. It will be tallest. Tall, taller, tallest. Tall, taller, tallest. Short, shorter, shortest. All right? This is what this you must have an idea. All right, in order for you to understand comparison rewrite, you must have an idea when it comes to this. And also, apart from this, it's not only single words like no matter, like to, which you can just add er when they are in a comparative state. There are also some words whereby they require you to even add, let me say, more, most interesting, or those words. So you must have an idea when it comes to those types of what? Of, of words. Like for example, this one, interest, interesting. All right, then the comparative of interesting it will be what? More interesting. It will be more interesting, more interesting. Then the superlative will be what? Most interesting. All right, most interesting, because this word has a single syllable. Now checking at this, it has ing, which means you cannot replace ing in the comparative state adding up er. No, it won't happen. But we are going to add what? More. Then the superlative it will be what? Most. So interesting, more interesting, most what? Interesting. Okay guys, okay guys. So that's the word it is. So now let us look at one example. It says, number one, Chisanga's beauty increases as she grows older. All right. So if you check, we do have a what? A single word here, and it is in a what? In a comparative state. It's in a comparative state. Odd, older than oldest. So this word is a word with a single syllable. It's in a what? Comparative state. So we are going to write the older Chisanga grows, comma, the more beautiful she becomes. The older Chisanga grows, the more beautiful she becomes. All right. The number two, Kuseka is not as charming as kusekesha. Kuseka is not as charming as kusekesha. Begin of the two. Begin of the two. So now your answer it will be of the two. Kusekesha is more charming than kuseka. Kusekesha is more charming than kuseka. Mind you, these are names of people. They must be respected with a capital letter. So, of the two, kusekesha is more charming than kuseka. Number three, no guitarist is as good as Matthews or Matthews. Yeah, depends with the pronunciation. No guitarist is as good as Matthews in the band. Begin Matthews. So you write Matthews is the best. So here the word good. Okay? Change to the word best. So you cannot say Matthews is the good guitar. No, 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 no. It will be Matthews is the best guitarist in the band. So number four. As you go higher, it gets cooler. As you go higher, it gets cooler. Begin the higher. So the higher you go, comma, the cooler it becomes. So now for perfect online tuitions, English, all right, whereby you'll be learning in details. Because here on YouTube, it's more like we're just doing, let me say, a little bit of some advertising, right? All right. So now for perfect, whereby you'll be accommodated with lots of stuffs. You can simply WhatsApp me on 0777 37 44 44. You can simply WhatsApp me on this line so that you join one of the best English WhatsApp tuitions, whereby you'll be learning things in detail. All right. Have a lovely day.